This is CBC Late Night News.
Good evening, everyone. The anti-Trump movement has made its way to Toronto. It comes on the heels of massive protests in American cities. Demonstrators have been denouncing the U.S. president-elect ever since that historic vote last Tuesday. Natalie Nanowski has more on the protest here.
Donald Trump is a fascist.
That was the message at Nathan Phillips Square. People gathered to denounce U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, even though he's not Canada's leader.
I think what happens in the United States has huge implications for us in Canada, and the fact that a misogynist, racist man got elected to the presidency, I think, is shocking to most people in the world.
About 300 people stood in solidarity with those in the U.S. who are against Trump. Many were upset that Canada's Prime Minister wasn't more vocal during the American election.
I want to see what are the real differences between him and Trump.
Many said they were fearful that Canada could head in the same direction. They pointed to Kelly Leach, the Conservative MP who said she agreed with some of Trump's immigration policies.
Just says a lot about North America to begin with, and says a lot about the complacency of people, and says a lot about the fact that that when you have a political candidate like this, folks who agree with them get emboldened and feel that they can actually be racist outright.
After about an hour of speeches, they marched to the U.S. consulate.
Stop Trump! Stop Trump!
Even though America's vote can't be reversed, many said protests will influence politicians and their policies.
At the end of the day, whether or not something will institutionally change is up to the people, right? And that's something that we have to mobilize. We have to get up. We have to tell them that we will not accept this.
People here say that they will continue to protest against Trump and everything that he represents. There's another rally planned for next Saturday. Natalie Nanowski, CBC News, Toronto.
While Torontonians upset with America's election of Donald Trump took to the streets today. This following a string of protests south of the border, CTV's Sean Leathong reports.
Those are things that no enemy can take away from you.
It's a show of solidarity, protesting an election result from another country. But it's not so much the result as the style of Donald Trump's campaign that is the issue.
We're very close to the U.S., and I can see it coming to Canada.
The U.S. is too powerful to be considered isolated and not interfering with the affairs of the rest of the world.
About 1,000 people came to Nathan Phillips Square to stop politics like Donald Trump's from coming north of the border.
We're not immune. We stand with them, and we're not going to take this lying down if it does happen here.
Organizer Myra Al-Hussein says that she was moved to create the protest here because of an incident that happened on election night.
I was at a bar, I was watching it, and this guy asked me where I was from, and I said, I'm Lebanese, and he said, oh, well, you're going to be going home soon.
So while the election of Donald Trump is generating a reaction north of the border, south of the border, they continue to protest. Protests have been carrying on for days in many American cities, and in a few cases turning violent, even resulting in a shooting in Portland, Oregon. New York City's protest ended at the doorstep of Trump Tower, where the future president resides. But the legacy of what was the most divisive political campaign in modern memory has certainly left its mark. Now, one of the areas that's of concern, particularly from a policy standpoint, is Donald Trump's pledge to renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement. This morning on CTV's Question Period, Kathleen Wynne had said that she will want to remain close with Justin Trudeau when those negotiations take place because that could hit Ontario hard. In Toronto, Sean Leathong, CTV News.